So you want to make a dance. Maybe, I don't know. It doesn't matter. We're talking about that. This can be applied to the general creative process and the thinking about making art in general. Dance is just the medium that we're talking about today. And the disclaimer to this is there are hundreds upon thousands of millions of ways to make a piece of art. So we are talking about like 5 of them, maybe. Like we could rant about it for a long time, but we don't have time for that. Making art. What the fuck? You have an idea, you have inspiration, and you're like, I have these thoughts and this passion, and what do I do with that? How do I start? Where do I focus it? And those are all questions you want to take into account, and collecting your information is going to be the way that you start any of these processes. So write it down, record your thoughts, have a little notebook, like keep your ideas together because it gives you a chance to take these kind of ethereal ideas that are just floating around and put them down and make them concrete. And that's usually like a research period of time to be like, I want to talk about like why the sky is blue and what that means, and like I'm gonna look at different ways that blue translates for my body and make a dance about it. So composition is like the snooty art school way of talking about making a dance. Composition courses, like writing courses. There's different structures you can build, taking it into patterns of movement sequences, things that originate from one part of the body or another, and building off of that as a progression. Gives you a statement or sequence to work with as like your baseline. And these things are just like this tiny little bit that is this choreographic process. So these are elements of making a dance. There's a lot of things up there, but it's basically a choose your own adventure kind of situation when you're thinking about choreography. So you can use any of these elements, structures, designs, devices, relationships to think about what you're trying to communicate to an audience. So usually what I will start with is thinking about my space where I'm going to be performing, the patterns in the music of the rise and the fall of the sound, what shapes I'm trying to make, and what the relationship between one shape to the next is. And then will I repeat? Will I change it across the way? And then talking about or thinking about my relationship to either any other dancers or the people that I'm choreographing on or the audience. Yeah? So basically the summary of making dance is making choices.
No.
Choices. You have to make decisions, right? It's the worst shit in the world. The creative process is bullshit on your emotions. When you actually like throw yourself into something that is like emotionally invested and you're like, hey, look at me, I'm doing this thing that is like vulnerable, and look at my body, and that's okay, but like also, yeah. So you get this great idea. It's fucking great. You're super fucking excited. Oh, but really, what am I doing? What am I trying to say? This sucks. Nope. We're quitting. We're quitting. This is done. Am I an artist? Do I make art? It might be okay. It might be okay. And then it's all eventually okay. It's a process. You go through the cycle. You just kind of have to commit to it. The process of making dance, making art, is more about disciplining yourself and just riding through this emotional wave rather than trying to be like, I am creative, let magic happen. Because that doesn't happen. You just, like, you have to work yourself through the process in order to get to the other side and have something. Yeah?
Speak for yourself.
I will. So, let's make a mini dance. Put your drinks down.
No.
Yes.
You already lost.
Do it.
No, you're losing points for this.
Deal with it. I don't care. You don't have to stand up.
Oh, I don't? Okay.
You don't have to stand up.
I'm gonna do a cowboy stance.
Like that.
So,
We're doing
I'm picking a body part, an action, and a direction. You are all going to do it. So, I want you to. You are going to take your right arm and you are going to flick it down. Do it again. Do this while you are looking at everybody around you. So everybody is interpreting it in a different way. You can stop. You guys can stop. Fine. So the point of this is that each of you did that motion and responded to those cues in a different way. And that is a way to start building choreography by thinking, abstracting it into task-based items. And that is a way to build content. As a way to build content quickly that you can think about how to put together into the grander scheme of things.